Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. I hope that all is well. If you're new here, I'm your host LeeApocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. I hope you'll consider joining the soul family that we have going on here. And if you're returning, welcome back soul family. I love you guys. Hugs. Alright, so today is going to be a video about shadow work. And we're going to have two piles today. I will be beginning with some singing bowl and we'll go ahead and breathe together and all that, and then I'll go ahead and jump into the pile selection. So, a lot of shit has been going on for a lot of people. It's been time to release a lot of things, people, places, and things in our life that hold us back or that we allow to give our power away to, and it's time to take that power back and to achieve your dreams and reach your fullest potential. I just saw 111 on the timer there, and so yeah, let's do this. We'll go ahead and just breathe in, breathe out. I'll let you figure your own pace, and let's go. Feel where your heart space is. Breathe in and breathe out. I hope you felt that. It was probably really loud because of the mic. I'm sorry. But I hope that you felt it. So we'll start off with the selections. We have two piles today, two containers to choose from. Pile 1 and pile 2. Pile 1, I believe, is an onyx little container, little vial kind of thing. There's nothing in either of these at the moment, but it is gold and silver. Black and gold, excuse me. Little thing, screw cap. And then, let's see, we also have all these beautiful, this faceted shape here. And then for pile number 2, we have this here. This one is silver, and it is a container as well. It opens like that. Oh, that went in here. So again, there's nothing inside any of these at the moment. And now I'm trying to find that. But both of these containers are very beautiful. We have pile number 1 and pile number 2. Pile 1, pile 2. Alright, so let's get into it. Hello, pile number 1. and welcome to your reading. Today's reading is about shadow work. I hope that everyone is doing well. And even though the process of purging and letting go of things can be very difficult, it is extremely necessary for our growth and our expansion. So let's see what wants to come through for pile number 1. I hear a siren. Perhaps you have been feeling very lost in your energy, very depleted, or frightened about a situation, perhaps something with family. I know that there have been people lately that I know personally going through a lot in terms of vehicles, like families and crashes or breaking in. So be aware of your surroundings. If anything, just be careful, okay? So we have the 9 of Stars, and this is the Restless Tarot, by the way. 9 of Stars. And then we have the 7 of Stars in reverse. And the well, I suck at I can't pronounce it. And then we have this one. Ascetic in reverse. There's a lot of energy here within the pentacles, so within the physical realm. I feel like perhaps you have been struggling in terms of your finances. Perhaps a shadow that you have been facing is letting go of lack mindset when it comes to financial stability, or perhaps it could also be in regards to family and home. With the 9 of Pentacles, again, it's really making me feel like perhaps your shadow has been something deep-rooted within your family. Perhaps in this lifetime you have had to heal through trauma. Perhaps you were not treated in the best way, and perhaps that is an understatement. You have been feeling isolated and alone, even amongst family, peers, friends, co-workers. Like you are walking into darkness alone. Like you have to do it all on your own. I feel like when it comes to building stability with others, because the 7 of Pentacles is about planting the seeds and tending to them to grow. But with this imagery here, it makes me feel like perhaps you have tried to make amends with family, with friends, with people that you have had issues with. And perhaps you feel like the fruits of your labor just amounted to nothing. Perhaps that is why you feel more isolated. Even if you feel isolated, I'm getting the sense that some of you feel like you are being watched by those people. That perhaps they are holding grudges on you for leaving them behind, for moving ahead, for releasing the stress, the burden, the heartache, the pain, releasing the past in order to move forward. And I feel like you genuinely wanted these people to move ahead with you. Some of you, this shadow work has to do with family foundations. Some of you, it has to do with school, maybe bullies, maybe in regards to being bullied in school. Perhaps you felt like you were the odd one out, or you felt like you were the kid who would always be chosen last. That despite how giving you could be, that people around you would take advantage. And if they promised something to you, then they would break their promise, or they were never serious within that promise in the first place. It's like perhaps you feel like you have had to lock yourself away and hold back from people around you. You felt alienated. Perhaps you have had issues with, excuse me, like if you look in the mirror and you really just have a low self-esteem, that you don't want to look in the mirror. And you can take that as you may. Perhaps this is meaning again like low self-esteem, or perhaps this is saying you are in a place where you may acknowledge these things that you need to face, but you are in a situation where you are perhaps refusing to face it, and instead you just feel lonely and isolated. Perhaps saying like, well, if you were never there for me, then I don't fucking need you. And that's understandable why you would feel that way based off of your past experiences, how people treated you. But over time, it is important to learn to forgive and move on. That doesn't mean that whatever happened is okay. It just means that over time, and it's interesting because I saw 1303. 13 is the death card, which is about change and transformation. And I was going to say, I literally just finished up watching a reading, and she talked about this in her reading as well. Forgiveness is something that happens over time, but you have to allow yourself to go through the emotions. And if you are in the time in your life where you are isolating yourself and you are trying to, let's say you have been feeling upset and angry or sad because of what has happened, it's okay for you to feel through those things, but it's also okay for you to know that after you have felt through those things and you have purged those emotions by expressing them, letting them come to the surface in a healthy way, that you will truly move ahead and heal. Again, I feel like for some of you, your shadows may be in regards to financial situations or stable situations, something with family or home, career, school, church, or something like that. Number 9. Let me see this card if I can. This one, let's see. Okay, so this one is the sighted seer. Proper meditation, discernment, insight, and stillness. Inverted wisdom, offended openness to new information and learning. So that's interesting because it did say wisdom offered openness to new information and learning. It's like a part of your shadow work is trying to get you to learn from those experiences, which naturally, I mean, of course, right? Let's see. Let's read from, it says inverted. This card implies the search for new wisdom, particularly wisdom beyond academia. Beneath this sign, this search for meaning may result in encounters with unusual persons who watch from afar. Which is quite interesting because I did mention, like, perhaps you feel like people around you who you have let go or have had issues with or arguments with are still watching from behind. Let's see what the card underneath the deck is, and it is the Queen of Stars in reverse. So this is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Again, there's more pentacle energy here. There's not really anything else. So what this is saying to me again is this may be in regards to family. Pentacles. It's like she has given birth to this pentacle. For it to be in reverse, see the Hanged Man in reverse underneath that. Perhaps again it's like you're trying to view things from a different perspective. Perhaps you have been forced into being in a moment where you are isolating yourself so that you can work through whatever is going on. I feel like for a lot of you this may have to do with family situations, financial situation, familiar situations, people who are close to you. You have been hurt by people close to you. I feel like for some of you, it's like, why me? Why did this happen? This situation that has happened to you, it's not okay, but it is okay now to allow yourself to not let it hold you back anymore. To recognize how far you have come because you have come this far. To continue to heal through the pain, the heartache. I feel like, again, for a lot of you, this may be a lot of situation of having a lack mindset, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you don't have enough money, feeling like you cannot provide for your family, like you cannot provide for yourself, difficulty in finding a job that actually aligns with you and what you want in your life. Like you're trying to establish yourself, but there's this mindset that you have that is still holding you back from being able to move forward. And I feel like the majority of you, this is in regards to family, but this could also be in regards to friends. I feel like a lot of this has to do with childhood difficulties, childhood challenges, or a lot of negative emotions and memories that you may have. And I feel like for some of you, you have been refusing to allow yourself to heal your inner child because you don't want to relive those moments. And that's understandable why you wouldn't want to, especially if it's something that has really traumatized you or affected you in a very, very a very strong way. But it's important for you to realize, or to recognize, or to allow yourself to remember that you have the key within you to learn from it and heal it so that you can move forward. And I've heard many people say this before, like when you forgive someone, it's not for them, it's for you. To remember that it's for you more than for them. Because when you part ways, or when you split up, or when you guys stop talking to each other, or whatever the case is, they're gonna live their life. But if you allow this to continue to haunt you in your mind, you have not let it go, you have not worked through it, it will keep coming up until you do. Like literally, it's not the hanged man who chose to put himself in that situation. It's the reverse, where it is forced upon you. So let's see what other card comes out for you. Oh. Okay, we had two cards come out. We have Tanzanite and red Jasper, which is interesting. One is an indigo color, a blue purple, and the other one is like a red orange. So to me here, this speaks a lot about balance between like the higher chakras and the lower chakras. So let's read this one. Tanzanite, transmutation, illumination, psychic, connecting you to spiritual realms and beyond. Tanzanite assists in living with more awareness and bringing spirituality into your day-to-day. It helps navigate your journey between altered states of consciousness. From deep meditation to assessing psychic powers, metaphysical abilities are enhanced with this stone, creating a direct line of communication between you and your spiritual team. Tanzanite unveils your true path, transmuting the old into the new and acknowledging that the road is ever winding. Your journey is in constant flow. Trust your path. Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Jupiter. So again, that's a lot about the higher chakras, illumination, transformation, in order to transform yourself into this new era of your life, into these new beautiful beginnings that your spirit is trying to align you with. It is all there for you. It's just a matter of when you align, when your soul is ready for it. Okay, now let's read this red Jasper. It says, justice, strength, and stability. Red Jasper works closely with the base chakra and heals any wound surrounding injustice, grounding you back to the earth. Red Jasper alleviates chronic worry, clearing mental blockages to make space for balanced emotions and thoughts. Working with the base chakra, red jasper can also help heal issues related to sex, inviting you to explore your sexuality in healthy ways. Providing stability and protection, red jasper balances yin and yang, expressing masculine and feminine energies that feel safe yet nourished. Aries, Scorpio, and Mars. Okay. I'll go ahead and add on a Moonology. Again, bringing back, about stability. We have underneath, be bold and make the first move. Whatever changes it is that your life has been leading you to, it's important to follow through with that. We have here a time for healing and surrender to the divine. So what this is telling me here, the surrender card, is about learning to let go. And I know that's so fucking annoying to hear, because whenever I hear that in a reading or someone's mentioning that, I'm like, ugh. Like, I know, just because, if you have heard that many times, it's also just a sign as to you need to surrender. You know what I mean? The thing about bringing something into fruition in our lives is learning how to let go of the desired outcome and to trust that what is best for you will happen for you. Just because we want a specific outcome doesn't mean that is what will be beneficial for us in our life currently, because if it was currently beneficial for us in order for us to learn from, then it would be so. But if it is not yet happening, or if it has moved away from you, then there is a reason why. It's time for healing. It's time to realize your full potential, to be bold and to move forward. Okay, now let's see. I'll go ahead and pull a dragon. Ooh. Okay. All right, so those are the cards. We have Independence underneath. There's one card that fell with the back up. This one is Universe. And then, you got quite a bit. We have Bliss, which that orange color, lower chakras, the thoughts, the higher chakras. Earth Chalice, which is interesting because like all the elemental cards here were earth cards, which are pentacles, or in this case, from this deck, stars. So to have more earth energy, more star energy, pentacle energy, that means more energy of the physicality. And then we have shadows, which is interesting because this whole reading is about shadows. And you chose this one. Very interesting. All right. It's important to monitor your thoughts. It's understandable to be frustrated when you catch yourself in a loop. I get frustrated too. But it's important at that moment to catch yourself, to take a deep breath and realize, hey, I am still learning. I am still letting this go. Life is an ever-evolving rose. It is ever, growing and expanding. Therefore, it is understandable that this thing that has happened, this experience or whatever, is taking so much time and energy from me, because it is something that has been so instrumental to my life. That's not the word that I want to use, but it has been such a crucial, or what's the word? It has been like the turning point. There you go. that has been the turning point in your life. It's understandable that it's going to be something that's very difficult to release and let go. But it's important for you to realize that you can rise above it. Learn to be happy again. Be happy for you. Do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you do you, you know? Again, find grounding. Ground yourself. If you feel like you're struggling financially, then try finding something that will make you happy that you can do financially, a new job. Or if you have been wanting to establish your own business, start trying to do that on the side more so that you can eventually start focusing on that, you know? And then the universe here is just telling me that this is a sign for you, things that you already know that you have been trying to not allow yourself to face. And then this Independence card again is making me think of this Nine of Stars, the Nine of Pentacles, where I said you feel like you're the lone wolf. You feel like you're the one that, you know, you have to do it all on your own. Okay, so these are the messages that I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that it helped bring some clarity into your situation. And I really know or hope that, again, that it has helped you. I know that these times have been pretty difficult, to say the least, for many of us. And it has been very hard to stay hopeful and happy in, you know, situations that have been brought to our awareness or brought into what's going on in our society or what's going around in the world or whatever the case is. So I hope to see you guys in the next reading, and thank you so much for being here. Bye, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose this here silver container, you probably can't see all the beautiful intricate details, but they're swirls. That is your container. So let's see what comes out for you today, Pile number 2. We are talking about shadow work. And just remember that no matter what it is that you're going through, it's okay and it takes time. Remind yourself it's okay to be frustrated or happy or angry or whatever the case is. It just takes time to work through those emotions, okay? So, let's see. You got quite a bit of cards here. Let's see. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. And we have the Lovers. Underneath the deck, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. There are 3 other cards that appeared out here that are that didn't show their face. Let's see, we have the Hierophant in reverse, the Knight of Swords, and the Two of Swords. All right. So I will focus mostly on the first 3 cards. I feel like your situation here, Pile 2, may be a lot in regards to love or connections, emotional connection within your family. I mean, within your life. But I just said family, so perhaps there's something in regards to family here. The Hanged Man in reverse perhaps you have been feeling like you have no choice but to try to see things from a different lens. The Nine of Cups is someone who is emotionally fulfilled, but it is in reverse. So to me, it's like perhaps you may be someone who had a difficult childhood where you didn't feel like loved enough, where you feel like the love around you was kind of like a blur, was kind of like more daunting and dark and heavy than light and open and supportive. Some of you may have had difficulties with church or religious organizations, with school, with work. The Knight of Swords, perhaps you have had someone in your life who has really said something to you that has changed your life for so long. Perhaps this is a person who told you that you are not enough, that you'll never amount to anything, or that you're not worth it. I just started hearing sirens. It's interesting because I also heard sirens in pile number 1, but like earlier in pile number 1. I feel like for someone this is a deep message, and perhaps when I started talking about this card, like you really felt that. If you're one of the people who really felt that in your heart, it's like this knight here just got shot in the heart and they're still going. The horse too. That no matter what has happened to you, no matter who has hurt you, you try to move forward. You try to continue to strive onward. And it's interesting because just saying that, I realized these swords down here, and I was going to count them, and there's 6 swords. The 6 of Swords in tarot is about moving forward, moving into calmer waters. I feel like this is saying that it has been a very difficult journey where you have had to choose, perhaps between being what your parents wanted you to be and being what you want to be. You have had to choose to let go of people in your past who tried to control you. You are debating within yourself what you should do about a certain situation, and I feel like for some of you this may be in regards to love. For some of you this may be in regards to family, or even a best friend. Perhaps you guys didn't see eye to eye on something, but there was a lot of fire within your connection, a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration, and perhaps in the moment it was just arguments, and now it is motivation. It's like perhaps you guys have said things that have made you feel like you fucked something up, like it's your fault that the connection died. Perhaps it had to do with lies and deceit, like the 7 of Swords. This person could have been very honest with you and you would always lie to them, or vice versa. Perhaps you were always very honest and they would always lie. I feel like there have been a lot of secrets between you and this person. You guys started to drift apart. I feel like that's a side message for someone, and that may be in regards to love. Yeah, I feel more like, again, you guys exchanged words. It may be hard to see, but there's this being, and this is one arm, and this is the hand, and this is one arm, and this is the hand, and they have faces, and it's like throwing up in the other one's mouth. I feel like, again, there were a lot of heavy words exchanged between you and other people or another person. This is something that is holding you back. This is something that perhaps you have cried a lot about. Perhaps you feel like this person didn't care. Their words cut deep. It's like they knew the exact button to push and they pushed it. Perhaps you feel backstabbed, or this could be the other person. I feel like the one that feels backstabbed was obviously the one that wasn't lying all the time. However, I feel like the one that was lying was doing it for self-preservation, even though that is not the answer and never will be. Like, you were doing what you could to try to control the situation, and of course trying to control any situation. I feel like both of you were trying to control situations in different ways. I feel like a lot of your shadow work has to do with relationships and family. Perhaps not feeling good enough. Perhaps, I'm sorry to say, maybe you're someone that lets your dick run the show instead of your brain. Perhaps that got you in trouble, or this person. Perhaps you have been cheated on in the past and it made you not trust people, and so you would lie to people for self-preservation, and you realize that that is a big part as to why a connection felt very heavy. That is part of the reason. Perhaps for some of you, you allowed the words of family. I feel like for some of you, it's like you allowed your lust to lead you instead of your mind. And for others of you, I feel like you have allowed your ancestral patterns to continue through you. Perhaps your parents would lie to each other and fight all the time. Perhaps your parents cheated on each other, or there's something here. Again, I feel like either this is in regards to love and or family related. There's a lot of words that you hear in your head. You could be trying to accomplish something that makes you happy, and you start to hear these voices, quote unquote, of your past. It's like it could be you telling it to you, but it's like some of those voices come from your past, someone from your past. So it's like for some of you, you can just envision in your mind, it's like you're at that moment where your father, your mother, your partner, a teacher, a boss have looked you in your face and told you like you're not good enough, you'll never amount to anything. Ow. I just got like my wrist just kind of cramped up. I don't have carpal tunnel or anything, but I don't know, I just felt like here. Maybe you have carpal tunnel. Maybe someone was in an accident and like broke their wrist or their arm. I don't know, this is random. I feel like that might just be like one person. Maybe when you're working on the things that you love, you're the type of person to use your hands. So maybe you're an artist, a musician, a mechanic. Maybe you know someone who's a mechanic, someone from your past, someone who you keep hearing that voice from. Perhaps, I don't know, I heard teacher. Alright, so I'm going to continue and let's see. Yeah, I feel like a lot of your shadows have to do with things you have been told growing up, or even if you were already of age or older, there are experiences you have had with relationships or something that you feel like you're not good enough. We have here lapis lazuli, and underneath it's interesting because we have Tanzanite, which is a card that I pulled for pile 1. So if you feel called to pile 1, maybe you should watch that pile 2. So I'll go ahead and read this lapis lazuli. Royalty, transformation, immortality. And it's interesting because this one is transformation, illumination, and psychic. So, regal in all forms, lapis lazuli was most prized and sought after in ancient Egypt. When it was believed to have powers of immortality and the ability to expand the heart's capacity for love, lapis lazuli guides the soul and protects its journey from life to death. True wisdom comes from within, and lapis lazuli facilitates that by unearthing your core truth. This stone appears when you are ready for spiritual transformation and takes you to the depths of who you are, unveiling deeper awareness so that you can become the leader of your own life. Sagittarius and Venus. So I'll go ahead and read this one as well. And if you want to see the red Jasper one, go ahead and watch pile number 1. But it says, transformation, illumination, psychic, connecting you to spiritual realms and beyond. Tanzanite assists in living with more awareness and bringing spirituality into your day-to-day. It helps navigate your journey between altered states of consciousness, from deep meditation to assessing psychic powers. Metaphysical abilities are enhanced with this stone, creating a direct link of communication between you and your spiritual team. Tanzanite unveils your true path, transmuting the old into the new and acknowledging that the road is ever winding, your journey in consistent flow. Trust your path. Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Jupiter. So, I feel like for some of you, you have these abilities within you. And a part of how you express them is through your creation, through your passion. Perhaps you are a very intuitive person. Perhaps you are someone who feels connected to your guides even when people around you don't believe you. Perhaps you feel very deeply connected with who you are within yourself, or you're trying to reestablish that. Perhaps you have lost sight of a part of you and you're trying to reawaken to that. Trust your path. It's understandable, it is difficult. I just saw 50-50. 5 is the number of change. 5 and 5 make 10. 10 is the end of a cycle. Know that you are right there at the end of the cycle. I feel like you have been healing through the shit that has happened to you. And it's understandable, it's very daunting, it's very difficult and draining. And if you have not, this may be saying that it is time to allow yourself the time and space to heal that, so that when you are moving forward, you're not carrying these burdens upon you. You're not still hearing your past, your father, your mother, your ex, your teacher, or whoever tell you, well, you're not good enough. You'll never amount to anything. Yes, you will. If you choose to. It's hard and it takes time to heal through something like that. But you can get through it if you continue to allow yourself to express your emotions, your anger, your sorrow, your bitterness through your art, your music, your whatever. Even just dancing in your room or writing poetry or, whatever the case is. If you want to do a release ritual, then do a release ritual. But I feel like it's very important for you to work through whatever it is and to allow yourself to feel it. Let it come to you. Let the emotions come to you so that you can ask yourself how you can work through it. Does that make sense? Sometimes we're really dealing with something that makes us very emotional, that makes us feel like we're not good enough. And it's important for us to ask, why does this make me feel like I'm not good enough? Why does this person make me feel like I'm not good enough? Well, it's because when they do this, I feel like this. And that makes me feel like this because I actually have a low self-esteem, or I actually have whatever, fill in the blank. And find the root of the issue so that you can heal it. All right, so let's go ahead and see what dragon. Whoa. Okay. Dragons. We have expression underneath the deck. Damn, you see? You're creative. Use your creativity to, look, I saw death, to transform your emotions into light, into energy, like newness, okay? Death, transformation. All right? You cannot have an end. You cannot have a beginning without an end to something. You cannot bring in new energy when you're caught up in old energy. Destiny. I feel like for a lot of you, and divine order, there's another card behind that too. Courage. All right, you guys, I see what's going on here. So, It is within your destiny, and it is divinely guided for you to be at the point that you are right now, dealing with all the shit that you're dealing with now, so that you can release it, so that you can help people in the future learn how to release it, so you can have the courage to express yourself despite what anyone else thinks. As long as you're not harming anyone, you deserve to have courage to express yourself. Alright, pile 2. So, remember to, in order to have a new beginning, you have to have an end to something. And that end could be you ending the anger by transmuting that into your art, your painting, your music, your dance, your literature, your fashion, your whatever makes you happy and expressive. I saw 5551. 5 is a number of change. And again, 5 and 5 make 10, which is about a new beginning. 5 and 10 make 15. 5 and 1 make 6, and 6 is a number of balance and love. So remind yourself to give yourself that love and that nurturing that you need, whether you received it from family or not. It is up to you to give that to yourself first and foremost, always. I know that things have been very difficult lately for many of us, if not all of us. And again, it's just saying here to continue to strive towards what it is, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, because that truly is a part of what is helping you heal through all of the pain, the trauma, the heartache, the everything that has happened. And I'm hearing sirens again, so I feel like that is a very key message to remember. And I feel like for some of you, you felt that in your body. Alright, pile 2, sorry, but I did forget to pull from this deck for you. So let's see what cards come out. We have your dreams need a practical plan and hold your vision. So you guys, this is exactly like pertaining to what we were talking about, you know. Whatever it is that you're trying to establish for yourself, continue to strive towards that and try to come up with actual plans as to how you're going to accomplish your dreams. But in order to do that, you need to hold on to the vision of what it is that you want, and know, damn, you guys, know that you are good enough. All right, so thank you guys so much again for being here. I really, truly appreciate all of you. And I hope that these messages brought you some clarity into your perspective, some clarity and perspective into your situation. All right. I love you guys, and I wish you the best. See you later.